Hey everyone, and welcome to the first public AMA for Supremacy.
That's right. We come live from the city of Zaibatsu, as you can see behind us.
So we are obviously delayed a little bit, 10-15 seconds. So
Not minutes even. But here we are.
oh, sorry, yeah, we it took a little bit of time getting transport into the metaverse, so you'll have to forgive us. All right, shall we just jump straight into the questions, or should we give a bit of a rundown on Supremacy first?
Well, can you summarize it in one sentence?
Supremacy is a future world where AI corporations settle their differences with mech battles. And we provide the metaverse entrance into this world with a series of games. The first one being the battle stream, which will be launching on the 22nd.
22nd. Yeah.
Is that one sentence?
Yeah, just assume there are commas all the way through. Yeah, it's fine.
I should have said it like Captain T. Kirk.
No, it's a good description. There are, there's bridges from the real world into this metaverse, and some crypto gaming, but also we actually focus a lot on games, the game itself being good as well.
Yeah.
Role play as much as you want, but ultimately, it comes in three flavors. You've got your watch to earn, play to win, and play to earn.
Yeah.
And the watch to earn aspect kicks off in a week.
Cool. All right. Well, let's jump into. Oh, audio is a bit uneven. I think maybe my mic.
Just yell up there into the microphone. That's fine.
All right. How's that? I'm hoping that's better.
First question. Yeah. What is your team's experience in software and game development?
So we've been in the software development industry for 5 years.
We've been
over 5 years now.
Much longer than that. So.
Yes, that's true.
We have people from all over different industries, from business to gaming to mobile apps as well.
Yeah.
And, so 5 years as a business, building successful product, and this is our largest internal product, I suppose, built by us for everyone else.
Yeah, rather than us building it for someone else. So that's always fun. We can see the right boom mic.
No, you can't.
I know you can.
So, it says my audio is less clear. Okay, I'll speak with more projection. See how we go. But let's just keep going anyway. So I'm John, by the way, in case people are asking. This is Alex.
So I'm the CEO.
I'm CTO.
Yeah.
Blue shirt. Mic is quiet. There you go. Thank you. We'll have a look now. We have a tech guy furiously fixing everything, so it's all good.
Is that Alex or John? So I guess I'll talk while John's technical difficulties are fixed. Well, someone asked, what is your personal favorite syndicate? A really difficult question there. I'll have to really think hard on that one. Zaibatsu. That's definitely my favorite. I'm not sure about John's. Probably a big reason why we're coming to you from one of our in-game levels, which is Tokyo.
Yeah, we're big fans of Cyberpunk. Not the game specifically, but Cyberpunk, Blade Runner, synthwave styles, and the NeoTokyo, the future Tokyo style is inspirational. And my favorite syndicate is Zaibatsu as well. That's because I love the Japanese mega corporate kind of culture back in the anime you watch in the 90s.
So someone asked, if your bot gets destroyed in the game, do you have to replace it or to rebuild it? Can you leave your not stashed in game? I don't really understand the last bit, but yes, when your mech gets destroyed, it will need to be repaired before it's entered into a battle again. There is also mech insurance, and there is a rare chance that your mech sustains a kind of injury that will cause it to be completely destroyed. Obviously, this is why you buy insurance.
Yeah. Flacknoff asks, how did you first hear about crypto?
I heard it from John. So
Yeah.
well, I mean, I heard of Ethereum from John. So I think John should answer this question.
Yeah, I've been in crypto for a long time now. About almost 10 years. 20 late 2012. So first hearing about crypto was via paying for VPNs with Bitcoin. This is pre Mt. Gox. I've got a long origin story to tell, but that'll be saved for another time, I think. Crypto in general, I started off as a very idealistic person with the belief that Bitcoin would change the world. My opinions have changed over the past 10 years, so feel free to message me on Telegram or Discord for me to rant at you.
How did you find Ethereum?
Ethereum, I read the white paper when Vitalik released it on Bitcoin Talk, actually. I think it was 2015, 2016. I followed it back then, but they promised smart contracts, which people today, even today, don't know what smart contracts are. So I basically dove in right at the beginning and basically followed it through. ICO Mania, there was CryptoKitties around there somewhere, through to DeFi to NFTs today.
Yeah, so my personal experience is I didn't believe in Bitcoin at all. I didn't share the same ideology as John. But when I discovered Ethereum, thanks to John, the promise of programmable money is too cool. And that's why building on top of Ethereum is like a really exciting place to be. And we've been building on top of Ethereum for several years and like offering it as enterprise solutions to a lot of different companies. Ethereum is, I would say, it's the future, especially the future of cryptocurrency, without doubt.
Yeah, it's easy to call it Web3 these days, but there's a question there. What is your team's experience in building blockchain tech? Again, so we built supply chain tracking systems, we built agreements tracking, all the things that it was really hard to discover use cases for blockchain, but the few we found when we have a emergent collaboration between parties that don't typically trust each other. We've built a bunch of products over the years for that.
See, here's a good question. A lot of NFT games get their currency destroyed because of oversupply. With Supremacy becoming play to earn, how do you fight this issue? So Supremacy has a fixed and finite currency supply.
It's not mintable, and you can verify that yourselves when the contracts are out.
Yeah, smart contract does not allow minting, and essentially it's impossible to oversupply.
Well, it's not just minting, it's also supply that is just too much for the market to handle. I think we have this issue with SLP at the moment, where there's constant inflation, as well as other DeFi projects. For us, it's less about just issuing rewards for playing the game. It's more about instead of rewards being provided by the developers, by us, it's actually provided by other players. So we solved that one-way inflation via a working economy. Other players will provide goods and services to other players.
We've also solved one of these problems by having a floating price in game on almost everything, if not everything. So players themselves decide the value, not only of subs, but of the in-game assets that you purchase and spend on them.
It's kind of like a real economy.
Yeah, supply and demand.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Question here. So we're squinting a lot because squinting at the screen. Has the contract been audited? Yes. So it's in progress. We've engaged Omnisia, who have done several large-scale audits. The code itself, written by the team, pretty proud of. It's very well tested. But the final step, which is where we get the audit report, will be about a week or two from now.
The subs is just going to circulate in a Supremacy metaverse, in turn less burning of investment, right? Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so economic velocity is how we're solving the issue. So we're getting people to use subs to pay for goods and services, pushing it around, sending it to other players, and that in turn will basically protect the value of subs, because you need the subs to do things in the world.
There was a question. Oh, it's just scrolled out of view. Will the something about the transactions and things that happen in the battle stream being on the chain or open source. I think they mean public. All movement of subs in game and off game will be public. There'll be a full public ledger of both sides.
And we're building an event stream as well. So it's a programmatic output of the battle arena results and actions. So we're actually letting other developers build apps on top of the stuff that happens in the battle arena.
Which is one of the things I'm excited about Supremacy, at least in the short term.
Yeah, just having a feed that tells you who won, who lost, weapons used, ammunition wasted, whatever, all that kind of stuff. We don't know what to do with all that data, but that's the point, right? Emergently, devs will pick it up and build their own DeFi. Perhaps we'll get, staking to work out, staking against ammunition to build more things. I don't know. Something cool will happen.
On what devices can Supremacy be played from? If on mobile, will it have the same game features as PC? So Supremacy is a web game, at least to start with. There's a bit of difficulty getting on the App Store and things like that, unfortunately. It will be responsive and work on mobile. We are targeting desktop first, though, so some features may take a week or two after launch to be there for mobile, but is definitely a focus of ours.
So, yeah, it's like mobile supported, but not mobile optimized yet. What are your NFTs? Good question. So people that have looked into we actually released a mini game recently. It's a whitelisting process, which is actually a simulation of the metaverse. And the rewards from that came as NFTs, but the NFTs, in addition to that, will be in the form of assets. So NFTs are digital assets. So for us, it's anything that you have in the world. Things like the war machines themselves, things like weapons,
property,
any asset that you'd own in Supremacy will be an NFT.
Dallas asks, can you touch base on mining land to build mint NFTs? Also ETA for land NFTs. So this is an interesting one. Land and bases won't be in the initial release on the 22nd, but we are working to get them in as soon as possible because it is a big part of the mechanics. Essentially, you will put your base in one of the parent syndicate companies, and you launch your syndicate or guild under that parent syndicate. You'll build factories and all kinds of production facilities on there, and that land will be actively fought over in the battle stream. So if your syndicate loses a battle where your base is, you could find yourself with a new parent syndicate. Now, we don't do mining land in that kind of Minecraft sense. It literally is just property to build on, and it is up to you using the game mechanics to also assist defending it. But it's a big part of what's to come. And you'll be able to sell plots of land and things like that as NFTs on the open market as well.
All right, so a bunch of questions are flying through. Let's pick a random one. So we'll be able to use the Supremacy API? Yes. When will we get to see the manifesto?
Okay.
And does the game abide by its mantra?
Yes, the game does abide by its mantra. The manifesto, we'll release it at the end of this.
Yeah. Well, close to it anyway. You'll see it today.
Yeah, you'll see it today.
How many people can play the game? That's a good question. It's not built like a PvP style where you have team versus team MOBAs or that kind of stuff. It's more like a MMO, kind of. It's like a MUD.
Yeah.
If anyone knows what a MUD is, it's like there's an MMO that was text-based in the 80s, where you'd have thousands and thousands of players just participating in the world. It will be kind of like that. There were other web games that were similar. Archmage Reincarnation was another one. But I think this style of game has been lost to time. And I think, when we come out with it, you'll be pleasantly surprised and just think, why wasn't this done before? Well, the answer is it was, and then it was lost.
Rising Tide Investment asks, how will I use the War Machine NFT? So you will, there's quite a few different ways you'll use it, but right away on the 22nd of February, you'll be able to essentially stake it into battle, so it'll join the battle stream, and your syndicate will use it to win battles, and they'll reward you for those wins, and your fellow syndicate members will assist you in that victory.
Just think of it as a gladiator, your personal gladiator, and you kit them out, with weapons. Pretty much, yeah. Cool. Okay guy likes muds too. Cool, man.
Double J asks, will the NFT we get from the whitelist have value in game? The NFTs that people have won from the mini game will have utility on the day of the sale, and that's all I'll say for now. There's definitely something going to happen to people who hold those NFTs. So
that's all.
Yeah.
You'll find out later. But yes. Will there be a set number of weapons, or will new weapons be released as the game develops? So it's probably worth talking about the manufacturer lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in Supremacy, all weapons and mechs are actually created by in-game syndicates. Now, these syndicates, right now, we have concept artists and 3D modelers pumping out more and more and more weapons, and they'll essentially be dropped in-game and as NFTs as frequently as weapon ranges are completed. So ostensibly, forever, they'll we'll be releasing new company ranges and new companies and bigger and better and more interesting weapons every month. And then the plan ultimately, probably in a year or two, will be to allow player created assets to enter the world of Supremacy.
Cool. So Binny Journalist asks, would there be bidding? We lost it. We lost the chat. Anyway, bidding, public auctions, and mining rights to land. So yes, it kind of works like a player-driven contract where you own the land, but people can work on it. It's all about player-to-player agreements. It's a bit further in our roadmap, but it is coming.
Here's a good question that we get asked a lot. Good shit, Jay. Can the investors from the private sale dump the SUP coins once it's released on February 22nd? Technically, yes.
Well, actually, once it's on the decks.
Yeah, once it's on the deck. So it's not February 22nd, but a week or so later. Technically they can. Now,
there's a lot of questions about this because people were worried about protecting the value of their subs. I
think if you're worried about short-term value of the token, then perhaps this is not the project to contribute to. Our belief that with this economy, the demand for our utility token just goes up and up, especially as it is deflationary. There is a finite supply. That is the economy of Supremacy. And so if people who got in on the private sale want to sell, then that's their right. And we welcome it because it'll allow more people to actually be a part of the sale.
All right, keep blasting through. This questions coming quick. Are units elements acquired early on going to have properties/features that will remain unique as the world develops, or will they get more advanced, complex as time goes on? So that's a tricky one. In general, we have a pretty ambitious roadmap of
achievable though.
Yeah, achievable.
Yeah.
Ambitious yet achievable, just like everything in crypto. And you'll see things like the one I'm most excited about is programmable pilots. So you'll get people coming in with sick JavaScript skills, probably TypeScript probably, and be able to write their own pilots for their mechs to compete and basically beat every other mech, mostly because it's just better at reacting to events in the battlefield. That's just one. There's other things like custom textures, marketplaces, ammunition types, all sorts of things in the pipeline. Right, blasting through. Is there a timeline for each round, or until all mechs are dead?
It is until all mechs are dead, but there is mechanisms to make sure games don't go on for too long. It's not really a problem in
it's
we've noticed.
In internal testing, mechs always end up killing each other pretty quick, within 5 minutes. Next, does the game live on Ethereum only? Okay, so at the moment, the NFTs run off ERC-721 on mainnet Ethereum, and subs is on BSC. And I can see why that's confusing, because you've got two chains for two different things. But ultimately, the Supremacy platform is multi-chain. So
it's a bridge.
Yeah, it actually bridges. You basically bridge into it and out of it into the chain that you want. Initially, we started with the chains with the most volume. So BSC for fungibles, Ethereum for non-fungibles, and over time we'll just we'll open it up to other chains. But for now, we're focusing on where the liquidity is highest.
So in a month, you'll be able to move your subs from chain to chain. You'll be able to move your NFTs from chain to chain, and we'll likely be supporting more L2s and things like that as well. So
I'm excited about ZK Sync.
Yeah.
Some others are excited about Starkware, so we'll see what happens. Flacknoff asks, who wrote your whitelist story? So we hired a great author.
Yeah, he didn't want to put his full name in the credits, so
he's anonymous, I guess, or pseudonymous. But we hired we have contracted an actual author to write the story. And what you saw in the whitelist in the minigame, there's just way more. There's way more than that.
Yeah.
He's drawn maps. He's drawn like family trees. I don't know.
Well, I would say you say we contracted him, but I'd say he's one of the team.
Yeah,
Sure. We actually have another team that says 2 writers, and it is their full-time job to write and expand on the lore of Supremacy. And one of the best things they do is they come and ask me what was my initial vision, and I ramble, and then they turn it into a story. It's amazing. And then they have their own amazing creativity and like awesome skills at world building.
Cool.
Yes, we will see more lore and story of Supremacy, 100%.
Yeah, we
every single, I think without promising on this, but every single drop, every single thing that happens in the future will likely have a very similar like system to the whitelist mini game, so you can explore the lore, and we basically keep out anyone who's not interested.
Yep.
And we want to make sure that our community gets first dibs at anything we put out there, and that's a big part of it.
So I'll make good shit. Ask us the last exact date you can claim your rewards from the whitelist event.
You'll be able to. I mean, I don't want to say forever, but we'll let you claim them for a long time. We will stop rewarding them after the 22nd. But
yeah, that's right.
You'll still be able to claim them.
I would recommend you do them soon. I believe gas fees are pretty good right now, about 40 Gwei. I don't think we'll see this kind of gas fees for a while.
I saw it hit $5 recently, and I know quite a few people when it minted straight away.
That's so cheap.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Finance supply bar subs divisible? Yes,
they are. 100%, of course they are.
One sub is $1 million. I think it's currently programmed to be about the standards 18 decimal places. Yes. Well, things are passing through. Will each address be coupled to a specific faction, or will this be something that can be changed? This is about the enlistment process for different factions. So at the moment, when you sign up and play Supremacy, you select a faction to enlist in. Choose wisely, I suppose. You're pretty locked in initially, but over time, we'll provide the ability to switch over.
That sounds good. I meant more like Genesis or Origin editions or some projects, or
Genesis NFTs, perhaps.
So the Genesis mechs will be special, but also you will be able to compose them and bring in like further assets and things like that. So they will always, hold a special place in our heart.
Billy Journalist likes the storyline and in-depth turmoil. Yeah, so if you squint a little more, you notice that each of those syndicates are based off specific countries with their own personalities as well, which is fun. So what's coming after the battle arena?
So after the battle arena, well, in the roadmap we have it's kind of like battle arena launch, and then the full like mech syndicate management platform will be released, but we're not actually going to do it in a big way like that. There'll be little pieces of it will enter into the battle stream, so we'll get player syndicates.
Yes, at the moment with the battle arena, it's AI driven syndicates, but it's all API driven. So what's going to happen is we will create the ability for players to create their own syndicates, and then you have player driven syndicates after that.
How will it balance out if one syndicate has way more players? So we have balancing mechanisms in the actual engine. So syndicates with, let's say, half the players will be able to get things done as well. So
we've got some like sabotage mechanisms as well, which would be interesting. Basically, if you've ever played Red Alert, the spy can take over buildings and stuff. What will happen is, the way we see it happening is, a syndicate that has too many whales will actually be a large target. So
well, I think Kyle's asking more if you have more players. So one of the things about a syndicate with too many players is that the share of the spoils of war are lower. So you are incentivized to join syndicates that
add the most value per player.
Yeah. Right. So it's it auto balances, and then the actual actions in game. We make sure that syndicates with fewer players are not at a disadvantage.
So
we've missed a lot of questions.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
we'll just try and catch up. So Blacknoff says, what can we do with the subs token? So treat subs like the, don't want to say reserve, the base currency of this world. You use it to pay for everything,
including NFTs.
You buy the NFTs with subs. You use subs to participate in the battle arena. You use subs to pay other players for their goods and services. So there's value. There's utility in subs.
So we will most likely never sell an NFT at drop for anything but subs. I don't want to promise that, because I don't like making promises.
Yeah.
For an unforeseeable future, but it's our entire intention to make sure that everything in game is tradable with subs.
Well, what's that question? Something about mobile support for games, for the mini game, that is. Future mini games we'll try our best to be mobile friendly. Just that with this current, the one that's out at the moment, it's a text heavy game with a CRT monitor as a simulation, so it was tricky. We'll keep that in mind though.
And the MetaMask story on phone is not great either. So a next iteration of the whitelist minigame will likely not tie in directly Web3 style.
Yeah.
And
just explore the lore and expand on it.
Yeah, it will plug into your actual Supremacy user. So we won't have to tie directly into MetaMask, thankfully.
So Philippine Food Tours asks us.
I just want to talk about Filipino food now.
Yeah, me too. How much is the mint price? So 12 cents a sub. 12 US cents, that is.
Yeah.
When will the whitelist game be ending? So it'll end the 22nd, I believe.
At the end of the whitelist sale. So you could technically play the whitelist game in 30 minutes before and try your best to survive and join the whitelist. After that, it'll close. Is there a plan to make custom skins for the mechs and guns? Hell yeah. Of course.
Yeah, player driven, of course. So a marketplace where players can actually make a cut. So the whole point of this metaverse is that people can actually play and work in this world.
And contribute. So our plan is to essentially release the Substance Painter project files for pretty much everything in game, and talented artists will be able to make their own versions.
Shane Woolsey asks, is a decimal of a sub just an up? I actually was hoping that the token will be called sup, so you can actually say sup to everyone. It just evolved into subs, unfortunately. Do you guys already have a plan for the entry price to buy the mech? The most important, can you leak it now so people can prepare for it?
So this is something I was just going to like announce at the end of this, and but I'll tell you now, there will be 10,000 Genesis mechs on sale on the 22nd, whitelisted as well, for essentially $1 each. In subs, so it's not exactly $1, but it's very close. So 10,000. So they'll go quickly. We want to make sure that for the first release, everyone has a chance to own a mech.
Stacy asks, what do the whitelist posters and NFTs get us in the game?
I can't tell you yet, Stacy. You'll just have to wait.
I know you really want to know. Yeah, hang in there. Is it worth minting all the rewards from the whitelist game, or would that be redundant? Well, look, if you've got the rewards, just hang on to it and mint it when it's time if you wish. Ultimately, like I said before, gas fees are low now, you know, but that's up to you.
You won't need to mint it to actually participate on the sale. So we've tracked everyone who's gotten to that point.
I like to think though that because once you mint it, you can sell on OpenSea, and when people find out what you could use them for, perhaps you'd want to mint it and sell it. So vesting, here we go. There are no vesting period for subs. Everyone gets 100% token at TGE.
Yep. How
do you plan to control people dumping?
Well, we're going to build a good game with a great economy.
Yes, and if you look at other projects at the moment, I think one of the problems is that people dump and pump based on speculation on what the game could be. We're going the other way around. We're building the game first, and then letting it happen. So if you do dump your subs, you don't get to participate in everything inside the sub economy, which is things like the NFTs, the land sales, all the things. Because the subs have utility, we will counteract any heavy dumpers. And we actually have something in there, a redemption system, which we haven't announced yet, I believe. But we will try to acquire the subs back ourselves so that we can actually use it to drive the economy even further. Don't forget, it's not mintable. We're no reserve bank. We just have subs that we minted right at the beginning. And if you're selling the subs, we'll get them off you.
Yeah, I guess yeah, if you're short term and you're thinking, great, I'm gonna dump them as soon as I can, then
that's okay, right?
Yeah,
just do what you gotta do.
That's right.
I mean, I know a lot of people that dumped Bitcoin at $10. I know a lot of people that dumped Bitcoin at $100 or $1,000.
Yeah.
Good for them, you know.
I mean, I want to make it clear though, we are not saying that the token will go up in price.
I never said that.
There's no guarantees that you'll make money. That's not the reason we're releasing the token.
Yeah, it's just we are making the token useful.
So this is a utility token. So if you're thinking that you're gonna dump it and buy a Lambo, then I hope that happens for you.
But we can't promise anything.
Our focus is making a strong economy that will benefit subs, and that subs will benefit. This is a different play to what I think everyone is used to.
So B Wild asks, what was the point of surviving in the whitelist? Well, actually, it was more like the whitelisting process today is super boring. A lot of them are just Google Forms. A lot of them are Google Sheets that you put your email in. We wanted to make something that actually lets you learn more about the world. So the purpose of the minigame is so that you can actually first learn about our metaverse that we're creating, and secondly, participate in the whitelist. That's the purpose. If you know, the process of creating that entire minigame was pretty involved. Huge amount of the team.
Yeah.
We've got we've got musicians coming in. We've got voice acting, and at the same time, it kind of proves that we can execute as well.
We are invested in building out this world. This is
so like not just promises, but
this is not shovelware. This is a real world that we're releasing.
Or vaporware, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I personally hate is projects that raise a lot and keep promising stuff. Not to name any names anyway, but it happens a lot in not just in crypto, but also in
well, we could have gone the other way. So we could have
true.
We could have minted 1,000 NFTs and paid someone to make a really sexy trailer.
But don't forget the NFTs from the whitelist. We don't get anything from that at all. You pay the gas and you get it.
That's right. Then we could have sold that 1,000 NFTs, hyped it up, and then in a month done another drop, and a month done another drop, and eventually you're like 4 seasons down of NFT drops, and there's still no game. But that's boring. We're driven to build something different.
Yeah, so we're big gamers as well. So we believe in games that are good and fun. So we're kind of pushing that angle.
And we also want to prove that Zuckerberg's idea of what the metaverse is wrong. And we're already in the metaverse, and Supremacy is going to be a big part of that. All right.
What's your allocation for locked liquidity? The numbers off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly.
So I think it's 33 million subs.
33 mil for the LP.
Yeah.
Yep. And they'll be used for the DEX when it's available.
Will subs be usable from day one to play the game? Yes, they will. Whoa. What happened? What quantity of subs will be needed in-game for various activities, like queuing for a battle, bringing in additional supplies, upgrading weapons? So this is an interesting one.
It's a tricky one because subs float. The price of subs float.
And the contracts that syndicates put out, and the tributes you pay for from Gabs the AI are all floating prices.
Yeah, so for those that are in Ethereum land, you might see that there was a very controversial upgrade called EIP 1559, where gas fees react based on demand.
Yeah,
we've implemented something similar for the Gabs system, where high demand increases the price, low demand kind of lowers the price, so it kind of regulates itself. It's hard balancing an economy, let alone hard balancing a game, let alone an economy. But that's something we'll just keep working on.
But it's also, I feel it's in some ways dishonest to peg your currency to USD. Because why don't you just make things USD then? Why even be crypto at all? You could sell things with credit cards, and like it's the whole point of these currencies is to be their own currency, not
its own GDP, right?
Yeah,
so
it's not a store of value.
You've created your own economy with its own currency.
Yeah.
Then everything should be denominated in that currency, in that economy. And if you wanted to know how much it's worth in US dollars, you use an exchange and you take it out, you put it in.
Yeah.
But you do not denominate. I mean, I guess today, we're Australian. The Australian dollar is about, the US dollar is about 1.4 Australian dollars. But you never think in US dollars here. You think in Australian dollars, just like every other country. You think in their native currency. It'll be the same here.
Yep.
I'll be like, I'll give you 1,000 subs for, your services in software development. And that's okay.
And you'll have an idea of what 1,000 subs can get you in game.
That's right. Because you use it so much that you just know how much it's worth and how much you earn in subs for providing your own services as well.
Yeah.
Where do you see Supremacy in 3 years?
Oof.
Good question.
So, bigger, more.
Not smaller?
Yeah.
What?
I'm hoping in 3 years we have human pilotable mechs with VR, and and more like human interaction in the world, and the law should support that.
Yep.
There will be, by 3 years, there'll be a season 2 of Supremacy, which may be set somewhere else. I'm not going to say any more on that.
For me, I envision Supremacy being like a household name for the metaverse. So you wake up in the morning, you log into, I wouldn't even call it the game. You log into the world and you do your job in there, and then you pay other people in that world to do jobs for you. So it becomes it becomes normal, right? So Supremacy in 3 years will just be a normal thing that you do, and it'll be just another job. It'll be just another place where you can play, and just live your life. It's kind of like social media on steroids in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
I also, by 3 years, we should see other projects plugging into the Supremacy world and the Supremacy economy, and actually adding to the story of the world.
Are we able to play this on platforms such as Twitch?
So we have decided to roll our own streaming platform.
Yeah, so the original plan was Twitch.
Yeah.
Right?
We discovered that there may be some TNC problems with Twitch, and we don't want to be beholden to them. They could deplatform us at any point. So Twitch will now just be we're still going to be streaming to Twitch, and there will be some interactivity on Twitch, but it won't be the full game or even close to it. But it will be an entry point and how to get to the rest of the battle.
Yeah, so Twitch has a great, huge community. It has really good infrastructure, but it's a very controlled environment. So we've rolled our own infrastructure to handle all the video streaming as well.
Yeah.
Just risk mitigation, I suppose.
Yeah. Can we scroll up? I think we missed some good ones.
Someone asked where to get the subs from, such as OpenSea. Hang on, some interesting comments here. Boss John and Boss Alex seems to be the Elon Musk of the metaverse. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate that. I'm not sure if I want to be like Elon Musk.
No. Some aspects.
Yeah.
I certainly don't want to have to get hair plugs.
Will you keep it easy for non-gamers? Is a question from... Oh, actually, let's just start from the top. Okay, so what's your favorite game besides Supremacy?
It's a good one. So I'm a massive Doom fan, and just fan of
Doom 2016, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And original Doom.
Yeah.
And original Doom. Doom 2016. Doom Eternal was pretty awesome too. I'm a massive fan of all the Quake games, except for Quake 4, which was garbage. Quake 3 was probably my most played game as a teenager, and I even got into the top 15 of Australia, Quake 3. So that's one of my achievements. It's on my resume. And then my other favorite game is Total Annihilation, which is essentially a mech real-time strategy from 1998, and I still play it to this day.
Yeah, so for me, mostly strategy games. Actually, it kind of changes over time, but the majority of my life, strategy games. Mostly Warcraft 3, Frozen Throne. Played Dota before it was cool. All the Westwood games in the old days. Total Annihilation as well, and eventually Supreme Commander. So those kind of games really interest me, just because of the large-scale management strategy. Over time, I've moved into action RPGs because I just have less free time. Yeah. Dark Souls is it. Elden Ring just coming out. So excited for that. Cool. So, do you need to enter the game and earn subs? Yeah. So it's a watch to earn. You watch the stream to earn subs. It is a drip, so it's like a full set. The rates depends on how many players are watching. So
and your participation.
So your participation actually rewards you more.
You can't just load up a stream and go to sleep. You have to be actively participating, but you can after launch, after the sale, you will be able to actually enter the Supremacy stream and get started without buying subs. We're making sure that you can come in and play Supremacy without a price barrier.
Yep. Dallas is concerned about floating price. He says that if subs go up to $1, NFT mechs will cost 2,000 subs.
So that's why prices float in game. So people will pay what they think it's worth, and there'll be different tiers of the economy. So just like the real world, you can go buy a Lambo. I cannot buy a Lambo.
Yeah, I'm more of a Corolla kind of guy.
I bought a Renault Koleos because it was because I have 2 babies and it had the most leg room. But yeah, I can afford a Koleos. I cannot afford a Lambo. Supremacy will be very, very similar. You can go and buy a Lambo mech from the from OpenSea or something like that, or you can get a starter mech, just like a university student, and get playing. Like there will be different tiers. There is different tiers.
Yep. It's
important. So you can't have a game world, a game economy that keeps out people who aren't rich, and you also can't disincentivize the whales either, because you need them to spend in game to share the wealth, and it'll be up to the players themselves and us with our mechanics to ensure that's the kind of world Supremacy is. And
it's pretty experimental.
We're dedicated to it, though.
Yeah, there's not much out there. There's no many previous case studies of this, except for some MMOs with simulated economies, perhaps. But it's a tricky one.
We're basing most of our game economics on real world micro and macro economics.
Yep.
So,
was the mech game from 1998? I guess TA inspiration for Supremacy.
Hell yeah, Total Annihilation definitely.
Yeah,
was.
the Krogoth kind of thing. The commanders themselves, but I think it's a lot of Mech Warrior inspirations there.
Definitely Mech Warrior, especially aesthetics.
Yeah, and we've got 3 syndicates. Red Mountain, which is more like construction vehicle type. We got Boston Cybernetics, which is more of a sleek, futuristic type, and Zaibatsu, which is like your Japanese mecha. So there's a lot of inspirations from several different places. Yeah,
and obviously, Boston Cybernetics may have a real world inspiration.
Yep.
I don't know.
Shane asks, how do you determine a watch? I guess it means like watch to earn. A watch, yeah. So there's a ticker in our servers. Basically, we track the amount of times you watch, how long you watch.
Yeah, so you'll actually see your subs stream in. So it's
you just keep ticking up.
It ticks up every minute, I believe.
Oh no, it's like
maybe more than that.
They're really quick, actually.
Yeah. So and you actually see the multiplier of what you're getting, and at the end of the battle, you see where the breakdown of that is. It's pretty fascinating.
So, Froilan, Togonon, asking about auditors. I mentioned before, Omnicia are our auditors. We've engaged them already. I'm expecting a report this week, and then going through all their findings and then implementing them at the end of this week.
And how do you ensure the security of the assets? So there's obviously the smart contract stuff, making sure that's all locked up, but we also have a fraud unit who will blacklist stolen NFTs and things like that upon investigation. So
yeah, and also there's we've got cold wallets to handle our storage. I'm a big believer in cypherpunk style asset management, and there's a hot wallet which we transfer. There's a separate treasury one, and our operator key, which is all the private keys are stored completely offline on paper wallets as well, and carefully managed across the organization.
And multi-keyed too, right? So
that's right.
John may or may not have a bunker in a random location with a cold wallet.
I like burying cold
hidden
wallets.
underneath it.
Yeah. So
not at his home though.
No. You can't. If you were to kidnap me, I can't tell you where it is because it's all spread out. Yeah, just saying. Just saying. Roseanne Summerson asked us, how long will mech battles last for on average? About 5 minutes.
Roughly.
It's been tweaked constantly. We have a large team that's constantly balancing it, and I'd like it to be a bit longer. The 5 minutes in internal testing is a bit stressful when you're participating in the battles.
I like that stress.
Yeah, so it depends on the person. We're working on that. It's about 5 minutes.
Somewhere between 5 and 10, I think, is we can safely say.
Thomas asks, where did we get the Supremacy shirts?
There will be a Shopify store opening. Actually, not a Shopify store. Sorry, I lie. There will be a Supremacy store opening, and you may even be able to trade subs for T-shirts. May. I'm not going to promise that until we've actually done it.
It's goods and services. Yeah, just how it works.
Like we can't pay the actual T-shirt manufacturers in subs yet, sadly. So yeah.
Madan's concerned about not many people watching this stream. He says that we have had good marketing to reach more people.
Yeah. We don't have any concerns on marketing. We have Brave home screen takeovers coming very soon, including Brave notifications. So that's like 1 million impressions a day. There's a lot coming. We didn't push the marketing for the AMA because we wanted to keep it just for our community. And a lot of our community are in Australia. And sadly, due to the time we picked, a lot of them are at work. And the Philippines as well. A lot of our communities in the Philippines, and they're at work too. So yeah, that's
it's just a timing thing.
Yeah, and having this few people has allowed us to focus on the questions.
Yeah, I mean we're barely keeping up right now. So imagine if there were 100,000 people.
Yeah,
but at the same time, marketing accelerates approaching the 22nd.
Yeah,
the Brave one is actually the most exciting for us. It's gonna be crazy.
And I will say that we know how many people have completed the whitelist game, and we're definitely not concerned.
Wow, we actually blasted through the questions, so they're still coming through slowly. Bunker's probably in Ghana. Maybe not.
But Selkie is hiding in the corner of the office. You should invite everyone over and get them to ask questions.
Right, yeah. Oh, Brave ads are huge. Exactly. So the takeover ads, those are the ones that you see on the
wallpaper.
The wallpaper when you open the browser. So that's going to kick off pretty soon. Reese Roguski asks us, which syndicate do you both lean towards?
I think we both said Zaibatsu, right?
Zaibatsu?
Yeah.
Cool Japanese company. Will we ever see an Alex and John mech battle?
Probably not.
Probably not.
We will both be part of the Ninja Syndicate, so...
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous if we just decide to give ourselves superior, undestroyable mechs. How many people have completed the whitelist game so far? Can't tell you, unfortunately, off the top of my head. You can see how many have been claimed on OpenSea, though. So just kind of run with that and extrapolate.
But the what's been claimed on OpenSea is only a small percentage of the total.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. What we're actually concerned about is selling out on the whitelist. I don't say that to FOMO people. I'm genuinely concerned about it. So
whitelist will be the first hours of the public sale.
Yeah. And
we don't want everyone after that to miss out. Yeah.
We want to make sure that everyone in the community gets a chance. That is a reason why our conversations with VCs often ends abruptly, because they want to control the supply. We want our supply out in the community.
So Billy, it says that 5 minutes is a bit short. I agree. You don't?
I don't necessarily disagree. I like the stress and the pressure.
It is stress.
I just live off that.
Yeah, me too. The thing is, a lot of the games are about collaboration. So you actually want your fellow faction members to vote at the same time, to coordinate at the same time,
to take advantage of cheap price windows.
That's right. I think think over time people will develop strategies and optimize their communications, and then it will become smooth, quick, and exciting. Right, blasting through the questions we got. Is there a plan to show a little sneak peek of the AI battle before the 22nd?
Yeah, absolutely. I won't say anything more to that, but I may be asking questions.
Yeah, so we have an internal alpha that we're developing against. There's a few select people that have seen it, but getting ready to show the world. Okay, so if all subs are owned, what happens with the subs in the watch to earn side of things and the supply chain? Yeah, so the subs are used by the players to spend on abilities and also goods and services in game number 2. They will recycle back to the treasury, which will be then used to distribute to the viewers,
including NFTs. So like everything that we sell and put out will go back into the actual economy and infrastructure, if you will, of the Supremacy world. I have to be honest. We're leaving money on the table doing this. If we did a 5,000 NFT drop in Ethereum and charged 2 to 10 ETH per NFT, we could make a fortune and we could retire on the Bahamas. But that's not what this is about. We're building a circular economy that will constantly provide value to players and the people earning like subs in this world. I want to pause the questions for a second there, and hey Troy, do you want to play the clip? Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We're queuing up a sneak peek of the Supremacy live stream game. Our guy Troy there is
curiously queuing it up. So
yeah.
Alright, it's cool. We can continue here.
He will tell us when it's ready.
Give us the experience we have watching the international. Yes, actually. So I love the international. I love watching it, and I love watching commentators like speak to the battles. I'd like to see. Oh geez. Okay. I guess everyone's excited to see the game, because usually there is no game footage for a crypto game.
Usually there's no game.
But yes. Anyway, before that, yeah. So it'll be like an esport. You have commentators, you have stats, you have APIs for people to create dashboards on status as well.
And we may or may not be organizing contracts with commentators and things like that. All right, well, we're ready to go. All right.
I can't see what's happening, but I'm thinking it's going to play soon.
Hey, Troy, can you stream it on our screen as well? Excellent.
Cool.
All right, here goes.
Enjoy, everybody.
Press the button. There we go.
So
a
quick.
Sneak peek.
That was so quick. But yeah, there you go, I guess.
It's just a tease.
One more time?
Where?
Yeah, right. I guess people might have missed it because it was so quick. Nice.
There you go.
So,
Again.
That's fine. Yeah, so that's a very quick sneak peek, but there's also other things happening, like all the cool abilities that players can actually cast as well.
That was literally only like 10%, so you'll get to see more very soon.
Just think of it as a gladiator arena, I suppose. Cool.
I'll never stop teasing you.
Or maybe it's just a 5-second battle, not a 5-minute battle. All right, so this AMA has been running for an hour now. So let's
I reckon. Well, let's go 3 more questions, I reckon, and then we'll wrap it up. And I'll just make sure that I've said everything I need to say.
I guess I could talk to the game itself. I mean, someone actually asked right at the beginning, how big's your team?
Yes. Yeah, we didn't answer that. Yeah.
I lost count, but I think we've approached 50.
There's more than that. There's at least 50 or close to in the office.
Okay.
I'd actually say there's more than 50 in the office now.
Yep.
And then we have roughly 20, and maybe more, 30 concept artists working on.
Okay, so 70/80.
Yeah.
People working on the game.
Yeah.
It's a range of people. We have artists, we have programmers, so both game and software programmers. We
Modelers.
have modelers, texturers, musicians.
Yep. Voice actors.
Authors.
Yeah. It's a big team.
Yeah.
It's getting.
It's not bloated. We were very careful with kind of handling the gaps in talent.
We're very good at recruiting.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a bigger discussion, but yeah, we're good at hiring people.
Hiring good people.
All right, so Rising Tide asks, how can we help the project?
Spread the word. Follow our Twitter account, retweet, comment. Just get the word out there. We're going up against projects that have a massive budget entirely devoted to marketing, and we have a big budget devoted to marketing too. But it's not our only concern. We're obviously building a game as well. So, it's nice when we get people join the Discord and they say, "Oh, I'm here because of so and so," or "I'm here because of this YouTuber or that." And, it's and that's really good. And you go to that YouTube video and you find out that someone from our community said, "Hey, check out Supremacy." So just tell people,
that's the best. That's
check out Supremacy. Yeah.
So Vinny asks, do War Machines have fixed stats / loadouts, or are the stats variable, similarly to how MechWarrior games go?
That's a complex question, and the answer is kind of both. Yeah, I know that they definitely have loadouts.
Yep.
And you definitely assemble your mechs, and you arrive at a almost fixed stat, but there's obviously things that can happen in game that will affect how your mech operates.
Yeah, to expand a bit, the ERC 721 standard is not composable. You have to create like a wrapper contract to be able to put it together and break it apart. A lot of that we're handling on our own systems and our own software. But what comes out of it is a NFT that's kind of fixed. But when it goes into the game, you can break it up and put it together. Cool. So Dallas is a good question, actually. I'm the type of gamer who can lose interest in a game after a few years. That's pretty good.
That's good. I'm like 2 weeks.
That's like a few hours for me. His question is, will there be any plan to create new game types in the future where they can spend subs?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, and like I said before, our game economy and our game like law and systems will be open to other development houses to build against. And some of the conversations we're like starting to kick off is people building projects in the Supremacy world, like that, and that actually really excites me, and we'll see some really interesting stuff that is just not the kind of game that we might make, because it's not the kind of game that might appeal to us. So yeah, stay tuned. I mean, it's a long timeline, obviously, because these projects will only just be getting kicked off in the next 6 months, potentially to a year. But yeah, it's a big part of our roadmap is to make Supremacy a metaverse world in and of itself.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at the white paper, there's 4 games actually on the roadmap, and but that's what we've come up with. The subs are public ERC20 tokens. Anyone can use the subs to hook into what we've built as well. It's no problem.
The syndicate system, all of that is an open platform. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Roy says it's probably going to be the entire Perth tech community with that many people.
Yeah,
I like to think we have all the best devs and artists in the city. So that was the last question, but One more, I think this is a good one. Or how do the teams earn from the game? Do we sell subs or run ads to fund the game development in the long run?
Yes, we do sell subs. Running ads is not something we've got planned yet. There may be a system in game for actual players to offer ads. These are just conversations at this point. We definitely don't want to pollute the world with ads. I think if we can't sustain an economy without running ads in game, then I think we've misthought the balance. But that's not to say that I'm not going to do one of those mistakes that a lot of CEOs make. It's like, we'll never run ads, and then we run ads. Obviously,
you don't want to speak in absolutes.
No, only a Sith speaks in absolutes. So we do sell subs though, and you can look at that system in a more like microtransaction model. So yeah, we'll definitely make it very easy for new players to jump in, grab some subs, and do things in world. What reach will Brave ads have? I think we've gone over 3 questions, but that's okay. Yeah. They keep rolling in. So the Brave ads are pretty amazing. I mean, it's like millions of impressions a day. And Brave is the browser of Web3. 100%. I run Brave. John runs Brave. Pretty much everyone is advising us. And a lot of the people we talk to in the space run Brave. I myself clicked on an Upland link, Upland ad from Brave. Brave is essentially when we get shut down by Twitter, we get shut down by Facebook, we get shut down by Google. Brave is the best marketing avenue for crypto projects, 100%. And the reach they have is massive, and the vision they have is right on point. So we had a good conversation with them a week or 2 ago.
Yep.
And we had basically spent half an hour just trashing the people who hold back, blockchain projects, and we support them in what they're doing. I can't wait for their search engine.
I guess for those of you that don't run Brave, check it out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised when I first used it.
Yeah. Well, it's got an ad blocker built in.
It's got ad blocker built in. It's got a Web3 wallet built in. It's got IPFS built in. Right?
Yeah.
It's all the things you typically need as a crypto guy.
I'm pretty sure it resolves.
Yeah, it resolves IPFS schemes
and ENS domains, right?
Oh, I think it does now. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If not, it probably will. Brave is the browser for Web3. So yeah, if you're not running Brave, get on it. Maybe inbuilt social shares from the players who win. And we will be launching a competition very soon as well. What's that error? Are we still streaming? Yeah, cool. I've noticed a few people say they love the look of the gold mech poster. There may or may not be a competition launching very soon for that very...
Everyone likes the gold mechs.
Yeah.
It's so gaudy. I love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's wrap this up. We couldn't answer everything, but I think we were pretty good at keeping on top of the questions.
Yeah. And if you feel like your question wasn't answered, and maybe you're like, oh, they don't want to answer my question because it's they'd have to be too honest or something like that. That's definitely not the case. I'll answer every single question that's thrown my way.
It isn't Ask Me Anything, so but not too invasive. But yeah, Telegram, Discord, we're on there.
Yeah, I'm on there. I'm pretty active. Twitter as well. We'll also be running another fireside chat very soon. I'm hoping that we'll have a bit of news to announce around that, but that's all I can say right now. What would we name the big tournament for the Supremacy Metaverse? Can I propose World Arena? Maybe we'll run a competition where we name the big tournament. Any collaboration with any other projects? We are in conversations with collaborations with other projects. pretty slow moving though. I generally find other projects don't move as fast as we do. I think because they probably are a bit more decentralized than we are, if I'm being honest. You know, we're definitely a top-down organization, but it means we can move quickly.
Hold it there. Shane tells us to go keep building.
Thankfully, John and I are just the
vision.
Yeah,
there's guys building it.
We're there to make sure. So my job is to make sure that nothing is in their way from doing great work, and they are there right now building. So
I hope they're not watching.
But yeah,
they're probably watching us.
Nah, they probably zoned off like half an hour ago.
Yeah, because they probably heard it all before, right?
Yeah.
Zoom background, NFT Zoom background. Hey, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we may release this the background as an MP4, so you can use it yourself.
Cool. Let's close it here. Thank you everyone for your time, and appreciate the support. I think you find that on the 22nd it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna blow you away.
You saw the 5 seconds of footage already, so hopefully that's enough of a teaser of what you can do.
Are we ready to play the outro? All right, let's roll. I'll see you all later.
See you guys.
Hit us up on Telegram and Discord.